Good morning. Myself and Lenin Rakesh. The second topic we are going to deal with rapid prototyping processes classification. So, rapid prototyping. Rapid prototyping processes. Introduction. We know rapid prototyping is a family of fabrication methods. So for making the engineering prototypes in the minimum possible lead times based on our CAD model of the item. So we all know what is RP. So it is the family of fabrication methods for making the engineering prototypes in minimum possible lead times, which is based on the CAD model of the item. So the rapid prototyping processes. If you take the subs, it can be classified into liquid, powder, and the solid. So the supply phase processes, layer creation technique, phase change type, and the materials. In liquid, if we take the processes, stereolithography, layer creation technique is liquid layer curing, phase changes, photopolymerization, materials are photopolymers. In solid base curing, liquid layer curing and milling is the layer creation technique. Photopolymerization is the phase change type. The materials which you use are photopolymers. In case of ballistic particle manufacturing, it is the supply phase is liquid. So the layer creation technique we go for droplet deposition. And the phase change type is solidification by cooling. The materials which you use are polymers and wax. If it is for powder, the three-dimensional printing, the binder droplet deposition onto the powder layer. That is how the layer creation technique happens. And phase change, no phase change occurs. The materials which you use in 3D is ceramic polymer, metal powder with binder polymer, metals with binder, ceramics, and sand with binders. Suppose the supply phase is solid, if the processes is LOM, laminated object manufacturing, how we create the layer? Layer creation technique is by layer deposition of sheet metal. There won't be any phase change. The materials which use are papers and the polymers. We go for laminated object manufacturing. In our laminated object manufacturing, first we can see the laser beam which is impinged, and we can see the XY moving optic head, the mirror, the laser heated roller, material sheet, supply, material supply roll, rear part and support material, and platform. And the waste take-up roll. This is what the figure. So in our LOM, the name itself is telling the process laminates of our film, paper, or say it can be plastic. So the laser, if we are taking, it will cut or scan our periphery of our layer. We can see the figure that laser, the XY optic head, the laser beam, what happens here? The laser beam, it will cut or say it will scan our periphery of each layer. You can see here each layer. So the current layer, part rail outline, cross hatching. So what is the principle behind this LOM? LOM, here the build material, we will place it on the platform, and our heated roller that will bond to the previous layer itself. And our sheet also, we need to cut it to the required profile by our laser, and we need to glue to our previous one. If you take the LOM processes, the main components here, we have the feed mechanism that will advance over our sheet, which is over our build platform. We have a heated roller to apply the pressure. We can see here the heated roller here. You can see the laser, mirror, laser beam, heated roller. So that will apply the pressure to bond our layer below. And our laser also that will cut our outline of our part in each of our sheet layer. So once of all, after each layer cut, when it is completed, what happens? You can see the platform will lower by a depth. You can see this figure, the platform which is available here, the platform, you can see here, the layered part and support material and our platform. So this platform, it will lower a depth. So that will be equal to our sheet thickness. So 1 by 1 layer is found, the platform gets lowered by 0.05 to 0.5 mm. So these layers are that will cut the outline, and the process will be repeated till the part is completed. So whenever the layer is cut, what happens? The extra material will remain in the place for supporting the part. If you take the LOM, so the working itself, the lamination, it will imply on laying down of layers. So you can see it will be bonded adhesively to one another. You can see the figure here. So one by one, the layered part and support material, it will be bonded to one layer to other. So the lamination, it will imply on the laying down of layers that will be bonded. So it is least expensive also versions of our LOM. Here we use, say, the control software and vinyl cutters for producing our prototype. Our vinyl cutters, they are nothing but the simple CNC machines. So that will cut the shapes, whatever we require from the vinyl or say the paper sheets. So each sheet, if we take the number of layers, and it will allow the proper alignment also and placement on our build fixture. And then if you take our LOM, it is highly economical, and it is in schools, in universities where hands of experience, it is done hands-on demonstration. So of our additive manufacturing and production of our parts, say by layers, we use normally in schools, universities where our LOM is used. So still more elaborately, the more advanced system, we use our layers of either we can use paper or we can use plastic or our heat activated glue also on one side too for producing the parts. So our desired shape also that will be burnt in the sheet. So with our laser, help of the laser, and the parts will be built layer by layer. So if we take some systems, our excess material also that has to be removed manually. When we will do that, once our part is getting completed. So removal also we can simplify. How means we can by programming the laser, okay. So whatever we want, the laser, so it will burn the perforations in what pattern means crisscrossed patterns, in a crisscrossed pattern. So the grid lines also that will make the part. So when we construct on the gridded paper, that will be basically similar to our graph paper. So the laminated object manufacturing. If you take the laminated object manufacturing, the advantages. So it has wide range of materials under faster build time, this the advantage, higher accuracy. So if you take the LOM objects, it is highly durable. If you take the LOM objects, it is highly durable, and as multi-structured layers also we can machine, and we can sand, we can polish, we can coat, we can paint. All these are our advantages. Applications, if you are taking, we can use this as a precise pattern for our secondary tooling. Say it can be rubber molding, sand casting, direct investment casting. All these are the applications for our LOM process. In medical sector also we are using this LOM for making instruments. Next comes the FDM, fused deposition model. So in FDM, it is the solid waste rapid prototyping method. So in FDM process, this RP method that will extrude the material layer by layer. So for building the model, this was basically developed by say Stratasys. So the principle here is a plastic or say wax material. So we can extrude through the nozzle. So that will also trace our parts cross sectional. How means layer by layer. So you can see the FDM. You can see the build support tool, support materials tool, the build platform, support parts, part extrusion nozzle, liquefiers, wheel, drive wheels, extrusion, support material filament. So the process of our FDM, this technique, if you take, say, it will rely mainly on melting and selectively depositing our thin filament of thermoplastic polymer. So how means in a cross hatching fashion, it will deposit. So for forming each layer of our part, if you take the material, that form will be of wire supplied. So in the sealed spools, you can see the figure here. So in the build material spool, that is the support material spool here. So the material, it will be in the form of wire, you can see. The build material spool, material support spool. So that will be in the form of wires. So that will be supplied in sealed spools as we have seen in the figure, previous slide. So that will be basically mounted on the machine. You can see this is the machine where this will be mounted on the machine. So the wire that will be threaded through the FDM head. The wire will be threaded through the FDM head. You can see in this figure, the wire will be threaded through the FDM head. The process, if we take the head, it will move in X and Y direction, say for producing the zigzag movements. You can see here the figure in X and Y direction. It will be moved for making the each layer through zigzag mode. So the supporting table also, it will move how means in vertical direction. So it will be lowered as after the completion of each layer. One layer is completed, it will get, the table will get lowered. That is what in FDM process what happened. We use the gantry robot controlled extruder head. Why we are using this gantry robot controlled extruder means the head, it will move in two principal directions. So over the table itself, so we can raise or we can lower as and when we require it. Okay, so the thermoplastic filament, so it will be extruded through the small orifice. You can see this figure. So through this small orifice, you can see the extrusion nozzles here. So the support material filament is there, build material filament, extrusion head, drive wheels, extrusion nozzle. You can see the figure. So here that will be extruded through orifice of our heated die. So if we take the initial layer, we can place under foam foundation. So the how means we can extrude the filament at the constant rate. So the extruded head also, it will follow the exact predetermined path. If you take the FDM, so when the first layer, if we are completing, the table will be basically lowered. That is most important. The table will be basically lowered. So what happens? The subsequent layers we can superimpose. Sometimes the filament also we can require for supporting the slice, whereas there no material will exit beneath it. So the main solution means we can extrude the support material separately from the modeled material. So we use support structures for all layers. So that will be supported by the material that is basically beneath them. So if you take the support material, it will be less dense. And the model material also, it can be broken off. When means when our part is completed. Before that, it cannot be done. So our layers in FDM model means our extrusion die diameter. So that will range from 0.050 to 0.12 mm in the XY plane. The dimensional accuracy also, it can be 0.025 mm. Next, we go for the SLA. SLA stands for stereolithography. So that is, we are using widely in RP technology. So for what purpose? For producing highly accurate and detailed polymer parts. When it was introduced late in 1988 itself by the 3D systems inclusive. So the principle here in SLA here is we use a low power, highly focused UV laser. So for producing the 3D object in the vat of our liquid photosensitive polymer. You can see the figure here, stereolithography SLA process. We have the VAT, we have the photopolymer, mobile table, scanner system, laser, the object being fabricated. So you can see the right side also XY mirroring scanning mirror is there, laser beam, lenses, laser, elevator, the sweeper, layered part, build platform, liquid photopolymer, VAT, laser beam, all this. So here the process mainly here is the photosensitive liquid resin. So that will basically form a solid polymer. You can see here. That resin will form the solid polymer when we basically expose to a UV light. That is the fundamental concept in SLA process. SLA process. So the SLA machine, if you are taking, it will consist of the build platform. So the substrate, so that we can mount it in the vat of resin. And our UV helium cadmium arsenide, the argon iron laser. That is what our SL machine. Then if we take the SLA process, the laser, we can scan our first layer. And our platform also we can lower equal to the one slice thickness and left. We can leave it for the shorter time. And if you take this process, it will help in reducing the recoating time, say for the smoother surface, and also the reduced trap volumes. You can see the beam will be positioned and it will be moved in horizontal X and Y direction for polymerizing the resin. So till say within the boundary at a particular cross section. If you take the cured layer of our polymer means, so it will be lowered by the platform itself. So till our fresh layer of a liquid resin is covering the cured layer, you can see the figure itself, till our object is being fabricated. Then on the VAT, you can see the previous slide figure, the VAT that will contain the mechanism. What happens? The platform, when it is lower, it is raised, it is filled with the photocurable liquid acrylate polymer. If you take the liquid, that is the mixture of acrylic monomers, oligomers, and the photoinitiator. Photoinitiator is the compound that will undergo the reaction upon the absorbing light. So it has also the highest position, a shallow layer of liquid. So that will also exist below the platform. The working, if you take the laser that is being generated, a UV beam. So we can focus upon the selected surface. It can be impinged on the surface of our photopolymer and we can move in the XY plane. XY plane, we can move it. So the beam that will cure our portion of our photopolymer and it will produce a solid body. If you take the platform, so we can lower it sufficiently over our cured polymer. You can see the figure. So another layer of our liquid, sequentially it should be repeated. If you take the process till our level B is reached, you can see the figure, till our level B that is reached or say achieved. Till the leveling is achieved, we go for our this process. Till our level B is achieved. So the generated part, cylindrical part also, it will have the constant wall thickness. So till our platform will be lowered, so by the vertical distance AB. So at B, if we take the XY movements of the beam also, it will define the wider geometry. So the flange shape portion also we can produce over our previously formed part. So if you take the proper thickness of our liquid which is cured, can be repeated. So for producing under cylindrical section also between our levels B and C. So here if we take this SLA, so hence it is not been exposed to UV beam, the part which is produced from the bottom up to the individual slides, the unused portion also of our liquid polymer, we can use it again. For what purpose? Means for making another part or another prototype. The advantages, it is a good user support the computerized process that will serve as a good user support. The computerized processes that will serve as a good user support. So the build volumes, if you are taking the different machines, the volumes will be ranging, say for our different users, good accuracy, good surface finish. So here the best surface finish among all our RP technologies we can get from this SLA process. So wide range of materials. Disadvantages, if you take, it always requires support structures, and the structures it will have overhangs and undercuts also. So that also has to be designed. It has to be fabricated with our main structure. That is most important. That is also one of the disadvantage. That is also one of the, also requires post processing. So what is post processing? Removal of supports and unwanted materials. That also is time consuming or say tedious, and it can also damage our model. So it requires post processing plus post curing. What is post curing? So we need to cure our object till we ensure the integrity. Our structure is perfect. Application. The models is used for conceptualization, packing, presentation, for design, for analysis, for verification, for functional testing, for tools for fixture and tool designing. It is used for production tooling. So the parts, if we take for prototype tooling and for low volume production, investment casting, we use sand casting, molding. These are all the applications of SLA. Now we go for the solid ground curing. If you take solid ground curing, so the polymer based added substrate, okay, the assemblies, or say you can take the 3D innovation utilized, say for delivering the models. You can see the solid ground curing means only 3 steps are there: data preparation, mask generation, model making. So spray resin, develop photo mask, expose mask, vacuum uncured resin, spray the mask, spray wax and mill flat. This is the process of the solid ground curing. So the 1 and 2, 3, 4, 5. So the 10 steps are there. So if you take the solid ground curing process, first one is the image of our laser we can produce by using the toner and the glass plate. Part for means for creating the photomask. Second is what we do, the thin layer we will apply on the flat workpiece. That is the second step which we are doing. So the thin layer that will be applied on the flat workpiece. Third one is our photo mask we will place on the workpiece, and both will be aligned under the collimated UV lamp. So if you take the UV light, that we will turn on the few seconds. That is the fourth process. So our resin also it will be hardened according to the photomask. Fifth step is the solidified resin will remove from the workpiece. Sixth one is the melted wax will spread in the cavities. You can see the figure cavities. It has been created and hardened. Seventh one step is say the layer will be milled. So such as for achieving the smooth and precise layer height. Eighth one. The next step is the workpiece will travel under the longitudinal UV lamp for what? For final curing. Ninth one is the new resin layer. So we can apply on the workpiece. This is the overall view of the solid ground curing process. You can see the steps which I will be explaining. First one is the photosensitive resin. We can spray on the build platform, and the machine will also develop a photomask. So that will be like a stencil of the layer which we are going to build, and the photomask which is printed on the glass plate above the build platform. So how means by the electrostatic process. So the step by step, the mask we will expose to the UV light as we have seen in our previous slide, and we will pass through our transparent portions. So for hardening the shape of the current layer. So when and when the layer is cured, what happens? The machine will vacuum up and the excess liquid resin also. The machine will vacuum up our excess liquid resin. The top surface will be milled flatly. Flatly it will be done, and the process it will be repeated till we build our next layer one by one layer. So the part will be complete and it will be dewaxed. So by the immersing it in our solvent bath. Advantages. So the solid ground curing advantages. So it doesn't need any help structure. It doesn't need any help structure. That is one of the main advantage. So it means no support structure is needed. Hence we are using wax. We are using for filling our voids, and our accuracy of our procedure also. So the model here we create by the SGC, the solid ground curing. So it will be precise in Z bearing, and the layer also it will be processed after each light presentation process. The disadvantages, if you take, too much wastage is there. The fact it means it will offer great exactness. So it will deliver excessive waste. High operational cost is very high. So it means the working expenses will be relatively high. Hence, for the many-sided quality, we need good quality. So the SLS, it is nothing but the selective laser sintering. So it is the process which will be based on non-metallic or metallic powders. So SLS process, if you are next process, so in this process, the fine polymeric powder, say polystyrene, polycarbonate, polyamide, so it will be 20 to 100 micrometer diameter. We will spread on the substrate by using the roller, and the laser also it will be modulated along the grain. So there will be, say, direct contact with the beam. So that are also affected. So the laser scaling, that will also cure the slice. So when the bed is lowered and the powdered feed chamber, that will be raised. So it also will reduce the thermal distortion. It will facilitate the fusion for our previous layers also. If we take the unused powder, so that is cleaned away, it can also be recycled once our model is complete. You can see the SLS process. We have the computer process controller, laser optics, process chamber, galvanometer, environmental control unit, powdered feed cylinder, motor, part build cylinder. So the SLS, this is the process. So we have the powdered feed supply, lowering roller, laser, lenses, X-ray scanning mirror, laser beam, sintered part, powder bed, powder feed piston, build chamber, build piston, powder feed piston, powdered feed supply. So how the working is, the thin layer of our powder will deposit in the part build cylinder here. You can see the figure. So the laser beam that will guide the process control computer. How means when and when the instructions is generated by the 3D CAD program. So our desired part, so that will be focused on the layer. So the tracing and as well as the centering of the particular CS cross section in the solid mass. So if you take the powder, it will always remain loose. So it also supports the sintering portion. So if you take the layer of powder, it is deposited. The cycle will be again repeated again and again till the entire 3D part we are producing. You can see the figure here. So the loose particles, what we need to shake it off and our part is removed. And our part here we don't require further curing. Unless it is a ceramic, it should be fired for developing the strength. The wide materials what we use, ABS, PVC, nylon, polyester, polystyrene, epoxy, wax, metals, ceramics, all these are the variety of materials we use in SLS process. So it is common to our polymers. Why means it is less expensive. Here less complicated lasers we require for this sintering process. So if we take ceramics, metals, so for sintering, we use, say, the polymer binder. So we can blend with the ceramic or metal powders. So the resultant part also we can carefully sinter in a furnace and we can infiltrate with our another metal as and when we require. Advantage, if you take, it has good isotropic mechanical properties. We can make functional parts. It does not require support. Complex geometries we can make. SLS, it is excellent for small and medium batch production. Disadvantage if you take for grainy surface finish, for internal porosity, it always requires post-processing. That is highly important, post-processing. So the smooth surface and our water tightness is also required. So if you take the large flat surfaces, small holes we cannot print accurately with our SLS. And it can also be susceptible to warping. Thank you.